Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What we got for the Aquarians here in early September? What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends in early September? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius, please. Let's get this first card out nice and quick for my good friends. There we go. Thank you. Lots of daydreaming there, huh? Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be you. This could be someone with just a future focus, but this is one of my bigger daydreamy types of vibes and cards here, and it's not necessarily a rough thing. We'll talk about all the details, though, in a moment. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So I like when it shows up. It does come out from time to time for different signs, and you'll notice we have two little clown ballerinas. One is here on the bottom. It looks like she's having a nap, taking a little snooze, and the other one is up there walking on a tightrope or performing. So the way I always interpret it is this is the main character daydreaming about all the things that they want to do. I don't necessarily feel like it's reminiscing on the past. To me, it's either fantasizing about something, pardon me, and my throat just got a frog in it, either fantasizing about doing something or thinking about where they're headed in the future. So for some of you, Spirit might be wanting the Aquarians to really plan and plot your course, like make a 5-year plan. Now, I know a lot of Aquarians are a little spontaneous, right? You like to go with the flow of life and let things come and go as they please. But this card could be Spirit asking you to structure it and make a plan. Aside from that, though, it could just be a lot of fantasizing and daydreaming happening here, whether it's coming from your end or somebody else's. Now, that could be great for creativity and imagination. These could be good things for art and expression like that. But I mean, no judgment here. We're just going to leave it at that for now. There's just a lot of mental action. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Aquarians. My God, so what do we got? What's going on for Aquarius here in early September? And yeah, while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a lot of strategy, and I know I mentioned it briefly here with that first card, but it was a little different last week. The reading was titled They Are Planning. Well, someone was thinking about a plan and how to put it into work. For some of you, I mean, it fits the bill with kind of what I was saying about this card, but it didn't, I mean, it showed up in multiple places. Like, I don't know why there was so much strategy going on. So I don't know if it was a plan you were making or a plan somebody else, but it was just extremely strategic. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Aquarius, please. What is happening? Quick. Thank you. 8 of Wands, very, very fast mover. Lots of talking, lots of chit chat with that card. I was seeing that in your zodiacal counterpart as well this week. Let's get 2 more, and we'll really start piecing it together, because we're starting off with a bang, and that's something I saw with all the fire signs this week. All right, we got the Queen of Pentacles, which is much more grounded, slow and steady moving. So we have 2 energies here that are moving at completely different paces. Let's get one more. We have for Aquarius, please. Thank you. The Moon. Okay, so a little bit of mystery showing up here as well, which isn't super surprising to me, because that's something I've been seeing with the other air signs as well. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. At first glance, Aquarius, there's a lot of different elements at play and different themes that we could really take a look at. And I say it every week, the Aquarius energies usually cover lots of different things. We have some fire, we have earth, we have water. Now, this combination here on the back end could be very good and prosperous, but it all really depends whether these are different situations or different aspects of the same thing, because it's like the energy's starting quick, it's moving, then this one's not moving at all, and then there's like some mystery and unknown. So I don't know if this is you and another person. It really depends. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we have the Eight of Wands. Now, I like this card, but then again, I'm a fire sign. My sun is a fire sign. My moon is water, but I like that action-oriented type of vibe. So when we see the Eight of Wands, it's one of the fastest moving cards in the whole entire deck. We are starting with a bang. This card is moving out really quick. I always think of it as 8 arrows cutting through the sky. So either this is someone making a big move, taking a big action, something that happens really quick, really rapid. It's like very much let's go type of energy. The Eight of Wands is one of the bigger cards of communication, messages, talks, back and forth. It's very fiery, it's very explosive. And that could be a good thing depending on your situation. It could also be like negotiating, especially like with this Queen of Pentacles. Like I'm getting this kind of negotiating type of vibe off this as well. But when we get to the challenging aspect of this Eight of Wands, it could be a little unpredictable. Once again, it could be volatile, it could be a little bit explosive. Sometimes it could be a little confrontational. It all really depends. And that's why it's like giving me this vibe, because we have this strong fire, very pushy type of energy. And then this card in the center kind of feels like the possible pushback. So we're going to have to see what's up. Now, it could just be simple. It could literally just be a talk or a communication. But moving to the center, we have the beautiful Queen of Pentacles. Now, if you're connected to an earth sign, so a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, they could be represented by this Queen of Pentacles. It's not gender specific. Now, I always say queens represent the internal aspect of their suit. Pentacles is about earthly abundance. It's about career. It's about family, like the things that are material and tangible. So when I see her, there's a very sturdy type of energy around her. This is a card that sometimes represents blessings and abundance in its most positive form, but it's also standing its ground. It could also be very stubborn sometimes. This often shows up for a lot of Aquarians if you're in a career focus. You're about your pentacles right now. A big focus on the material when this is in the mix. And yes, in its positive sense, it could be great. It could be amazing abundance coming towards you with the way the energy is flowing. But I just want to keep reiterating that when we go from the Eight of Wands, which is so fast, so pushy, into this Queen of Pentacles, it's like a brick wall of sorts. So we're going to have to look at it deeper for sure. Now, getting to the back end, we have a more subtle energy than both of those. These are powerful in their own right, but the moon itself is very nuanced, very subtle. Like you barely even notice it, if you even notice it at all. The moon represents Pisces. I also give this to the Cancers, the Cancerians as well. But the moon to me could represent the realm of dreams. It could be the realm of psychic gifts, intuitiveness, what you feel deep within. It's very etheric type of energy. And once again, whereas this one in the center is very tangible, it's like what you could see, it's what you could feel. This one is the total opposite. This is a type of energy where if you try to grab onto it, it's just going to slip through your fingers. Aside from that, when I see the moon, I think of the hidden. I think of the unexpected. I think of the surprising, things that we don't quite see coming. Now, when it comes to the challenging aspect of that, it could be someone that's acting with a little secrecy. This could be unknowns, like things that you don't know are coming in. It doesn't always have to be bad, though. It could be very intuitive and empathic as well. So we're going to have to dive deeper on all this, Aquarius, because there's like a lot of different things at play. So yeah, let's do it. Let's go deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Aquarius people. What is happening? Gods and Spirit team. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Wands. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. So, all right, Eight of Wands. What's this intense energy about? Where's the Eight of Wands here? Thank you. Whoa, okay. So we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now, I will say this, my friends. This absolutely is a very, very fiery, explosive type of talk that could come out of nowhere. I was picking this up in other signs this week. Aquarius is not exempt with this. We have the fire-air combination, which destabilizes it even a little more. We also have the double eights showing up as well. So now we're getting signs, synchronicities, and omens from spirit. Now, the one thing I do like about this, and I will say this, Aquarius, if you're in a position, or if you get into a position in the coming days and weeks where you feel like you're being cornered, this is lash out type of energy where somebody, if they're feeling trapped, if they're feeling cornered, they're going to lash out. So just know if you're dealing with some situations with different people and it's like, oh, I got you now. Oh, I'm going to hold you accountable now. The reaction is going to be very aggressive. That's how it feels to me. So just know there could be someone, if they're feeling cornered, this is an energy of lashing out. But aside from that, with the Eight of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Wands in the upright, this could be someone finally getting something off their chest that they've been thinking about for a long time, or this could be a talk that needed to be had, but it is very fiery and explosive and it could come out of nowhere. Okay, so depending on what that moon says, this could be a surprising talk. It really depends. The Eight of Swords in the upright is very nervous, it's anxious, it's feeling trapped. So when we see it in reverse, it's letting it rip. It's letting it rip. So for some Aquarians out there, maybe there's something that somebody needs to hear, or something that you feel like telling someone they should hear. Okay, that's just how it feels to me. Like, don't pull punches, don't bite your tongue here. Let's keep moving. And this is not an uncommon theme. I was picking this up in the fire signs this week as well. So let's move in on the Queen of Pentacles. It could be all those things. It could be none of those things. It all really depends, right? So why is the Queen of Pentacles here? Thank you. Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay. So this is somebody possibly conceding, and I am getting that bargaining type of energy again, whereas like this one is very forceful, like I've been saying since the beginning. This one, yeah, it puts up a wall, it puts up a little bit of a fight, but eventually it concedes. Like this is very much like negotiating, which is very peculiar to me, Aquarius. So there's a lot of chit chat, there's a lot of talking happening here. So there could be various talks of importance or serious ones that are coming up this week for you. But the Nine of Wands in reverse, I mean, to me, it's somebody saying like, oh, okay, I don't really want to do it, but I'll do it. Like, to me, it feels like somebody doing something begrudgingly, if that makes sense. Or it's like, all right, well, they're not thrilled about it, but they're going to do it anyway. That type of energy. So take from that what you were. Getting some really out there messages this week, Aquarius. So I'm not sure what everyone's going through. Now, the Nine of Wands in reverse could also be very good. This could be you breaking through something as well. I know I've been focusing pretty heavily on all the communication because that's what's presenting itself the strongest. But remember, I said this Queen of Pentacles could represent a barrier or pushback. So can this Nine of Wands. But the fact that it's in reverse and we have this explosive energy, there could be a breakthrough. Or you could see like leaps and gains, or you could at least see progress in something. Okay, so let's keep moving. I don't want to say it's like somebody getting their way, but like with the bargaining energy I was picking up, super peculiar this week, Aquarius. Super peculiar. So let's go in on the moon, then we'll get into the shadow card. So why is the moon here, please? Thank you. Cool. All right, that's a good outcome. That's a good result. And not surprised that it's another card that could represent communication, but I feel like this is a very positive outcome here, which is really nice. It's more welcoming. It's a softer type of energy and not as forceful as what we're picking up in the front. So if there is an important or serious talk that needs to be had, there's results that are going to come from it. That's kind of like what I was picking up, although this was all very much bargaining back and forth, someone making concessions. On the back end, it's like, okay, but the results after all this forceful energy could be much better than you think. Now, the Ace of Pentacles in its classical form could represent offers, opportunities, and communication. And I've been saying it since the beginning, like, yeah, and I saw this in the Saggy reading, I believe that there could be various communications talks that are surprising to you, that you don't quite see coming, but I feel like it's all for a good purpose, whether it's the universe planning it that way or things that just fall into line. Because when we get this shrouded hidden energy with this Ace of Pentacles in the upright, if it's not a surprising talk, to me it's just a great outcome after all of this. Okay, so I mean, we're getting very particular in some things, Aquarius. Like parts of these readings feel like it should be a personal. So remember, if this doesn't hit for you, you could check your other alignments. I feel like this might be very specific for some people out there, and these could be strong predictions, but I get a lot of chit chat happening. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So this was kind of bizarre, like the way it's feeling to me. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but it's just presenting itself in a very unique way. So I'm not sure if you're dealing with a very unique situation or person, but if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the double eights showing up here. We have the 8 of Wands with the 8 of Swords in reverse. And that felt very much lash out type of energy, or just very pressured type of vibe. So just know, like, if you're feeling cornered, you might be prone to lash out. If you corner somebody and say, like, all right, now I'm going to get you now, their energy will most definitely lash out. But I did feel like this could be that explosive conversation where something isn't being held back, someone's not biting their tongue. Okay, and I did speak about the importance and seriousness that this could represent for some of you. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands in reverse, and the back and forth. I feel somebody possibly making concessions and saying fine, or they're doing something they're not super wild about, but they're going to play ball. Like, it's giving me that kind of energy. The result is good, though, as we move forward, and this could also represent a breakthrough, because remember, this is our barrier right here in the center. This could represent a breakthrough. On the back end, we do have the moon clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So yet again, more communication. So whether it's the seriousness or the surprising ones, it could be multiple, like in different areas. There's like lots of stuff going on here. But I feel the end result for you is going to be positive here, where something's going to go your way. Which makes sense to me. Like, after all this stuff that happens here in the front end, it's like, okay, the result afterwards, that's what I wanted. That's what I was looking for. It's kind of like somebody getting what they wanted or getting their way. So please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Be my guest. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Now let's get a good shuffle here for the Aquarians. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, shadow card time. What do we have for the Aquarians, please? What is in the shadows? Thank you. Oh, Lady Justice. Interesting. So for some of you, maybe you're connected to a Libra. That doesn't always have to be the case. This is the biggest card of karma. For any of you going through legal situations in this time, Spirit could be taking your attention to it and telling you to check and double check these things, whether it's a contract you're signing, whether it's actual illegal or illegal things. Oh, I didn't mean to say illegal, but I mean, if the shoe fits, just be very careful in this time if that's the case. But Lady Justice to me could be a very balanced karmic type of energy. So just know, for some of you, whether you're going through some sort of karmic cycle or situation, it's being acknowledged here in the shadows. But I don't know why legalities is the big thing that's showing up to me this week. But the one thing I do like, when Lady Justice comes in, it's like the universe intervening, so to speak. So just, I mean, with everything we were picking up, everything we were seeing, I feel like somebody's walking a path here. But this could be very good. Just if you're in any situations right now that feel unfair or imbalanced, Spirit's asking you to take 2 steps back and wait a minute, right? Because justice in its roughest sense could represent something that's not quite fair or something that's imbalanced. So just watch out for situations like that. But yeah, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.